Hello there, Internet. It is your boy, Days Blackheart, and we're back at it again. So, again, by request, there's been a hotfix. So, for those of you who didn't see my last hotfix, my last patch video, I went over all the patches, I went over the different things, I let a couple of things come out, and one of the things that I said was, I guess we'll need to see how it plays. Well, my god, it's been an interesting couple of weeks. Um, let's just quickly get over the negative things first. Um, you couldn't reroll quests, so if you were getting an item reward from a quest, you couldn't accept it, reject it, and go back in and get a different thing, which was broken. There was constant, like, people were getting crazy high drops. I know that certain people were absolutely ringing it in the stock market and making an awful lot of money through the in-game market. But there has been some other shit going on, so this is a hotfix. It's going to be pretty short. There's a couple of things I'm going to say. I know ahead of time. The other thing as well, I did this with the last video, and I'm going to tell you now. I run these past Bright. Why do I do that? Because I'm not, like, I should specify, I'm on the outside. I don't deal with the dev team, but I like to let them know what I'm saying because people, for some reason, whatever reason, seems to take some of the things that I say either too seriously or not seriously enough. So I run this past Brian. Brian is going to see this before anybody else. Guaranteed. So let's see how bad this is going to be. So first of all, bug fixes and mis-optimizations. The erroneous consignment house item filters produced by 1.5.15b's item change has been removed. That's good. It was just a drop-down menu. They fixed that. That's cool. If that's the case, I haven't played since this patch has gone live. You'll notice when this has come out, when it's happened. A bug that allowed fixes of Codex recipe exclusive relics to spawn on other mods has been fixed. Similar bug has been effect on Hexer Shroud has also been fixed. Okay. Volume of Ken's, Testers, and Ethan's new voice has slightly increased. Okay. Small typo on Tracy's. Yeah, it's fine. Halloween event treats log text now properly describe that tough hollow gourds can be obtained anywhere in London. Okay. This is good. This is not bad. Fox event uncovering the plot text no longer inaccurately directs player to temple base. It now lists the gunpowder plot's ingredients and instructs the player to use it before reporting back. That's really good. Could have done with that while the event was still active, but you know what? For next year, it's great. Monster fixes and changes. Oh boy. I'm going to tell you a little thing I told Brian. I was actually in the Discord server streaming when I took my guns off my gun Voker. That's right, my evoker that uses guns. I took my gun and I took my focus item off and I punched a zombie to death in Australia. I don't know if what's coming up will affect it, but let's find out. Talox's lieutenants can no longer erroneously inherit indomitable affix from Talox. That seems fair. Tutorial bosses no longer get random affixes that can cause excessively difficult encounters in the early game. Sekworm's mob drops have now have a level boost of 1. Sid and I has been changed in the following ways. Yeah, Sid got a little bit nerfed last patch, and it clearly was unintentional. His HP, armor, and damage were moderately increased. Yeah, fucking finally. His shields were considerably increased. He acquired the Indomitable affix, and his loot was slightly reduced as it will no longer roll an additional treasure class. Fine, that really doesn't mean anything. Item fixes and changes. Here we go. The drop rates on all new items has been adjusted to better align with the conventional drop rates. This only applies to global drop rates, not drop rates of dedicated monster sources. Well, that means, guys, I hope you got fed and fat from all the drops you were getting, because this is going to kick the arse out of it. A few Necropolis exclusives were excluded from the regular drop pool, but not Belzor's pool will now drop normally. Yeo's sidearm has had its increases of damage swordsmanship skills affixed change. It now offers specifically Flying Blade and Duelist skills. Right, okay, so that's now for Sword Thrower builds and Sword of Reckoning, Sword of Authority builds. Because that's a 30% bonus rather than damage. If I could have fucking told you that swordsmanship boosting skills by 60 to 80% was fucking stupid. And I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm not gonna sit here and say I told you so because I didn't look at the exact stats of the weapon, but I'm gonna tell you this right now. There a lot of things that were done in the last patch are things that I suggested, and the way that they've implemented them is a bit weird. We'll digress. The drop rates for all global two-handed Templar guns has been significantly decreased. Well, fucking finally. Doesn't apply to Arcane Desolator as it's a dedicated drop source. That's fine. The biggest problem is that I would get 3, 4, 5 200 Templar guns every time I would go out. It's just ridiculous. Explored Notes quest item will no longer be tradable or auctionable. This is a rare potent malfunction, so the item's been fixed. I don't remember what that is. All tutorial questline rewards now only come with a maximum number of possible mod slots. In addition, the following among them were modified to become more useful when they are acquired. Teacher's Nightblade has its minimum damage increased, effects and base poison attack strength, and 100% damage of poison effect. Vickers Ward Cleavers has its minimum damage increase. Its minimum. Its minimum added ignite attack strength roll was increased to 80 and acquired some phase based attack strength. Minus pickaxe acquired some base attack ignite strength and 10 to 12 shield penetration. Minus beehive acquired the railed affix, which grants 64 to 72 missile speed, shield penetration. Its SFX strengths were also removed and their bonuses were reallocated to the weapon's base stats, which effectively reduced the weapon's final feeds and allowed it to get 3 augments. Right. Okay. I have a feeling about this. So, as I said, Brian's going to see this before all of you. Sorry about that. I have a feeling this is because of a conversation I had with him. Because I told him that I started a new character, and the whole idea was I wanted to do sniper build. Sniper's what I know. I love sniper. I'm actually not a bad sniper. And I found that the problem was that the sniper, like the teacher sniper, is so good, but if you get a crap roll on it, it's basically you're gonna have to rely on the market. And the whole point was I didn't want to rely on the market. So the fact that now all tutorial questline rewards come with a maximum number of possible mod slots, I don't even have to make the guide now. If you want to play sniper, if you actually are a marksman that wants to play sniper, get a teacher's. 1% either way on your critical chance multiplier is not going to make a fucking difference. Just get teachers, you win. 7 slots. Who fucking cares? This is... I know what they're doing. I think the problem is that I'll need to test out all of the other nightmare versions of these weapons, but the implications could be very, very strong. I will genuinely have to test every fucking one of these tutorial items because maximum mod slots is a very fucking dangerous thing to be doing. Rolling other stats basically doesn't matter at that point because realistically you could be losing a couple of hundred of maybe attack strength, and they've already said that they've changed it. So presumably these effects will already be applied to all weapons we already have. This could be very, very, very stupid. I am being very conservative on my voice on this one because I think what they did was we can't and again, Brian will see this before anybody else. But what this screams to me is why the fuck can't we reroll quests? Don't know. How do we fix it? Don't know. What we'll do is just make sure that they always spawn with maximum number of mod slots. If that's not the case, that's fine. But this is the most send it way to deal with it. And that's fine. This is a mod. If you don't think about London 2038 as a complete game, which it fucking isn't, it's a mod for an incomplete game. We're probably, realistically, just with that one thing there, and I mean this in the nicest possible way, we're going to see some wacky shit for a while. There's going to be some patches where shit gets broken. That's just the way that it's going to have to be. And I think the sooner that we as a community accept that, that's fine. And it means that, see that role that we all have on the Discord of tester? We are genuinely testing the game. Because what they're doing is like an alpha test, then they shove it onto us for beta. And that's fine. Closed station is still to come up. Fuck knows what's going to happen with that. But we're going to have some wacky shit coming for a while. So the brakes are off. It's a new world of London 2038. But let's continue. Harper's Fury had its damage rebalanced in favor of splash component, much more than its field component, and this effects increased the weapon energy consumption will now decrease instead. Max energy was also reduced to allow for energy consumption mod to benefit more. Okay. Divine Judgment has had its base damage moderately increased. These changes are not retroactive. That's that's sad. The base damage should be increased. Anyway, That's a shame. PDA changes. PDA changes. The item type of all unique PDAs will now be named Unique Intercepted Comms. The third PDA of each line will now be common instead of enhanced, and the sixth PDA of each line will now be enhanced instead of rare. In effect, this means that each line will have 3 common, 3 enhanced, 2 rare PDAs, better reflecting their grade's rarity. The first Codex PDA recipe will now require 3 commons and 3 enhanced. All Codex PDA recipes will now be visible from the cube's recipe list. Since the first and second relics outcomes are random, they would be described as Random Scholar's Relic and Random Scholar's Weapon, respectively. Okay. I'm going to do a thing that I probably shouldn't. Because I'm going to say it right now. Guys, why the fuck are we doing this in the box? Why don't you just have an NPC that acts like the box? We should just go to talk to an NPC and trade these in. That would save you so much time. Spawn an NPC, speak to the NPC, and he opens up a grid. Drop the grid in, and then boop, you basically just make it another box, but everyone can access it, and it has its own recipe list. Like, please, you're driving me crazy here. Level changes. Okay. Let's go on. Level changes. Necropolis has been changed in the following way. Level 2 will now feature a 20% chance for random mini-boss spawn Abgoth in both difficulties. Level 4 has a 20% chance for Sin Nominis Albus. In the name of Albus? Level 5 will now always feature a mini-boss Bone Vast in both difficulties. These mini-bosses will feature regular champion loot across all kills. Nightmare difficulty Necropolis spawn classes have been densities increased, and they've also been changed to feature more zombie summoners of different types, favouring quality over sheer quantity. Good. The more that happens, that's good. I would much rather quality over quantity. That's why I don't like zombie summoners. Skill and effects type changes. Nanobots will no longer return to the player while they're in their attacking state. Since such skills do not traditionally note such behaviours, the change will not be reflected in the skill description. Tempest will now only attack enemies while the caster is within 30 meters of it. The skill description text is not noted to display this behavior. The pair of camouflage and escape. These changes are hitting my sniper. How are they hitting them? The pair escape in the following ways. Their shared cooldown has been lowered from 20 seconds to 10. What? This now allows cooldown reductions that bring camouflage below 20 seconds to apply normally. Okay, I'm surprisingly okay with this buff. Each skill will now prevent the use of the other while it's active. The description of these changes have been changed to outline this change. The shared cooldown will not be noted. However, these are traditionally not noted on skill. The engineer version of Escape does not list camouflage interaction because it doesn't have access to it. That's good. Holy shit. Holy shit. Escape and camouflage is good now, guys. Holy fuck. Like, camouflage was already the sniper's core skill. I don't know if they're just blowing me here, but snipers just got really fucking good. Having a 10-second cooldown on that skill is nuts because you press it and you're invisible forever. The only thing that breaks it is you shooting or moving. If they could get it so that you could move at like a fucking massive reduced rate, but still not allow enemies within 15 meters, I'd swear it's perfect. Escape has been further changed in the following ways. Excellent. It now no longer belongs to the tactical or boost skill groups. Good, actually. The marksman version will now have sprint in as a prohibiting state, the same as the engineer version of the skill. So if you're sprinting, you can't actually... okay. Escape artist no longer belongs to the boost skill group, and elemental beacon no longer belongs to the curse skill group. These are strictly cosmetic, as both of these skills are passive. You say that, but the curse skill... elemental beacon is a trigger onto beacon, so it doesn't actually make any difference anyway. That's fine. New damage calculation for all novas has been readjusted. I keep thinking there'd be a hyphen there. That's my own problem. To scale more smoothly from level 1 to prevent early player deaths to enemies that featured novas. Final nova damage at level 50 should be slightly higher than before and continue to scale linearly from that point on. Strongly favor higher levels. This does not revert functionality of nova fixes on armor since it's not a reversion of the new formula to the old one. The Morbid Fang Nova damage has been slightly increased. Notes and clarifications. String glitches where players without their names or titles replace older string detect should be fixed now, or at least less frequent. This fix was applied on its own before the release of this hotfix. It still doesn't fucking work for me. Despite the initial 1.5.15b patch notes, Omerta's Memorial Cursor has remained in the rotation of station posters. Its removal was intended to coincide with the addition of humorous memorial poster and signify progress, but player had us reconsider this decision. Good. I'm I'm saying this as me. Okay, this is the other thing as well that people don't. I need to be very, very clear about what I do and don't have connections with. I am personally, I consider myself friends with Brian, but I have nothing to do with the development team. I will say that I am glad that something I said in a video, and more importantly, something I said in the server happened. I am very glad about this. I am not taking credit for it because I get the feeling that more than just me said this. But if you want something, guys, keep at it. This is how, and it makes it sound like we're dealing with a child, but it's not. But this is how you deal with companies and developers. If you want something, you don't just go up to them and shout at them. If you want something, go, we want this thing. Can we have this thing? And you keep saying it until they say yes. That's it. Since 1.5.15b, the in-game's email panel no longer activates while any NPC dialogue is open. By extension, the reroll practice that was using this had become impossible. It was a last-minute change that aimed to address the game-breaking exploit unrelated to the reroll practice. Right. That is something that I knew about. If you access your email while you're reading an NPC or speaking to an NPC, you could do shit. But they've changed that, and that's fine. But what this did was fuck over something else, which is, as I said, what was happening was I had a character that got to pick up the snipers, and I was like, all right, go speak to the sniper. 4 mods. And I'm like, fuck, that's the minimum. And I'm like, this is gonna be such a pain in the ass. And I messaged Brian going, hey, I posted in the server going, hey, the reroll thing's fucked. And I thought, because I think traditionally the way that it was thought of was some sort of instancing, and it was fucked because I relogged, I rebooted my computer, I came back on, the same fucking loot was available. So I guess this is their way of solving that problem. I will say that it feels like this like as I said, going back up to this, I feel like this one right here, the maximum number of mod slots, that's my opinion, but I don't think that's the best possible solution. I feel like this is the most send it sort of situation. This is the most slapdash part of this hotfix. And I know hotfixes are not like as well catered and well curated as a normal patch, but that one line there feels like you went, oh shit, and took the most direct way of solving it. I hope in a future patch that this is tweaked, because the teachers is really fucking strong. And even if you roll the lowest possible stats or fixes on the teacher's sniper, the teacher's sniper still has a base 3% crit chance added and minimum of 14% CCM, untyped to any particular thing you're firing at. So that's already extremely powerful. I'm not shitting on anyone with that one. And despite the fact that I know there are many people on that server who are tagged as developers or content creators, I know through other people who is there and who is not. And I've got to say, congratulations on getting this done so quickly. I think some of these are, like this particular thing about the mod slots, I think that is an overreaction. And I hope that in a future patch this is brought back down. But I can't genuinely hand on heart say I'm not going to enjoy this. I'm glad that these changes have happened. I am very glad these changes have happened. But if these changes are not retroactive, all of those Yeos running around with the 80% of fix, they're going to be really fucking rare. I would guarantee that the Fluffies and the Koreans, and I don't mean that as a negative thing, there's a Korean guild, the Fluffies and the Koreans, if they have any of those, they are going to be treasured. They are going to be fucking locked away, because an 80% increase damage of swordsmanship skills. You should have known this, right? But I digress. It's good that we're getting these hot fixes, because previously we could have had to wait months. Instead, we've only waited like 3 weeks, and boom, hot fix in place. This is good. This is good, right? For all of my negativity, this is actually very good. Genuinely, this is good. So that being said, I'm very interested to see what happens with this. Very much hoping that this is a sign of good things to come. If I'm honest, I think that maybe a few more hot fixes, but if this is the last fix we get before close station, it's not the worst it could be. I think what will be, much like I said with the last time, I guess we'll just have to wait and see how this plays out. I'm particularly happy about this line here about the drop rates of two-handed global Templar guns. I'm so fucking sick of the Nome Sine, in the name of Inquisitor rifle. I fucking hate that thing. The Burning Crusader, I've got enough of those to, give a colonoscopy to every single demon that's ever spawned. I hate them. I'm glad that these things are being brought down. I'm just concerned about some other things. In the meantime, though, thank you very much for watching. If you've watched all the way to the end, please consider a subscribe, because I will cover every single patch notes, because apparently people want me to. Beyond that, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. If you would like to support the channel more directly, in the bottom left of the screen, you'll see that there's a flaming chainsword. Patreon.com/Dave'sBlackheart. That's my Patreon. You can donate as little as $1 a month. There's also the coffee there, coffee.com/Dave'sBlackheart. And if you want to see me do live streaming, because that's what I do normally, you can find me at twitch.tv/Dave'sBlackheart. Although I would mention that if you're watching this anytime before the 6th of December and 13th of December, I'm going to be away for a week. I'll be in Germany. I'm coming to find you. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Come to get you. No, but hopefully I will see you about. In the meantime, though, as I've said before, please be respectful to the devs, and if you want something, pitch it, ask for it, be sensible about it, and don't be aggressive about it. Do not harass the devs under any circumstances. It doesn't fucking work, and all you'll do is get yourself banned. Also, probably don't shitpost as hard as I do. I think I only get away with it because Brian's known me for so long. I'm quite sure that there's a few people that would want to see me gone, but in the meantime, have yourself a lovely rest of your day. You can try your best with Head 2038 and For the Living, my guys. Remember the dead, but fight for the living.